Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video here. I forgot to cover something on yesterday's training that Rob and I have discussed recently. I've heard people bring this up before. Okay, so first off, this idea around whether somebody has funds to purchase or not. First off, at the end of the day, obviously, we're not going to sell anybody on anything unless they have the money to pay us for it. So that's cool. But we also need to realize, too, that we're going to get people on the phone who say, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. And they will buy from us. Now, I'm not saying that we're strong-arming people to buy, but one of the examples that we've talked about on trainings in the past is, and again, I'll credit Rob with this example, he had mentioned, you know, he really wants a Tesla. He doesn't have $80,000 at this time for a Tesla. Maybe he does. I don't know. This is just his example. But if, God forbid, a child were to get sick, all of a sudden the person who doesn't have the 80 grand for the Tesla immediately finds the 80 grand. Now, that's a very dramatic example, but nonetheless pertinent and true and works for this situation, is that if you are really trying to solve this problem in your business, okay, and you know that this is a great fit and this would be a great thing for you to do, then you need to find a way to make the investment. And to be honest, one of the biggest differences between successful businesses and businesses that aren't successful are ones that make investments, are ones that, businesses that are able to. True, you're going to get to a point in business where maybe your risk is lessened, but nonetheless, you have to get to a place where you begin investing, and sometimes we have to work on that mindset with people. All right, so here's the thing with, you're probably like, well, get to the thing on the screen. What's the deal here? We get to a place where sometimes people are like, I don't know what to do. I want to do it so bad. I just don't have the money. And we may have the ability on these calls to use a line like, well, how good's your credit? Or when people are like, I can't do a 2-pay. Can you do a 4-pay? And in this scenario, it's like, why don't you just go get a 0% interest credit card and do an 18-pay? And here's an example. So all this is just an example of one of those cards here. This is 18 months of 0% interest. So somebody can essentially go purchase the rocket launch on this credit card, and they can pay it off over 18 months. And let me get the calculator out. 5,000 divided by 18 is $277 a month. Pretty good. And yeah. So that's it. That's a play that we could use when we get into it with someone to say, well, how good's your credit? And push them to say you could go get a card. And I don't think that's a strong arm tactic. And that, I'm not saying that that's not there's nothing wrong with used car salesman, but used car salesman tactic, because for businesses that want to succeed, these types of programs are really the lifeblood. If they can't figure out how to do this thing themselves, they will die on the vine. That's actually the reason that we provide this service and this program, is so that these folks can actually get the resources and training they need to make their business succeed. If they can't, I don't care how good you are at delivering, a specific service to a client, if you don't know how to market it and you don't know how to sell it and you don't know how to get leads, like, it will die on the vine. It just will. There's no way that you will end up succeeding. And so I think it's warranted to put pressure on a prospect to say, like, hey, we got to figure out a way to get this done. This right here, this 0%, and this is just one card I found. There's tons of other cards out there, but this is just a quick example. This card is a 0% interest card. This took 30 seconds to find on Google, 0% for 18 months. I've even seen some ones out there that I think are like 20 to 22 months. I think that's as high as they'll get right now in terms of the amount of months of 0% interest, which is just crazy. That's insane. So there should be no reason why someone shouldn't be able to make it happen if we have done our job digging into pain and getting them a solution, and if they believe it. All right. We'll talk about this more, but I wanted to push this out here to you guys. Thanks.